Hey there, Dungeon Crawlers. Flagoon here, and I know you're already playing Firefly and Spartacus, but your next game is going to be Gale Force Nine's Sons of Anarchy, Men of Mayhem. And with me is John Paul, one of the game creators behind this game. So, John, what was one of the things you wanted to get to portray with Men of Mayhem?
Well, each of our games so far have been about trying to get into the show and make a good game at the same time. One of the things with licensed games it's hard unless you really understand the content. The creative team at GF9, Sean, Swaggart and Aaron Dill, really know their stuff. And so when we sat down to look at Sons, it was about identifying what part of the game we would like to play, what part of the show makes a good game, trying to leave out the bits of the show that wouldn't make a good game, and get that balance where you're trying to give people recognition for something they expect, and then keep them surprised at the same time.
So, what aspects of the show did you want to actually personify in this game?
The melting pot of emotion and the fact that things can happen randomly. I mean, the show's about lots of things, but it comes down to how particularly Sam Crow and some of the key characters cope with what is a unbelievably chaotic life, and trying to capture that in the game, but not make it about individual characters, make it about your club, make it about the politics, make it about the nuances, but still give you some of that fun stuff where you get to have a rumble, you get to send guys in and have a bit of fight, you pull a gun, you might steal a bit of contraband, and money being the key to everything, because that's how they all see their get out of jail free is, if I have enough money, I'll retire, I'll stop being a bad guy. So that was where the game got framed.
All right. So with this, what sort of mechanic are you playing with when it comes to trying to get these points across?
Well, you're playing with a mix of resources, your dudes, both members and prospects, guns and contraband, and you're using the combination to either fight or trade to amass wealth in secret. You're keeping behind your blind, you're hiding your money, your guns, and your contraband, and that's the part of the game you're trying to bluff and double bluff each other, because who's got the most at the end is the winner, but you're trying to gauge each other's moment and when to push and what places to fight over and what places are worth not fighting over, when to pull guns.
Yeah, it is good to know when to fight.
Yeah.
So, what's the difference between Men of Mayhem and Firefly?
Well, Firefly was about digging deep into what was unfortunately a very short TV show, which meant that we were trying to get literally every single element, everything that every fan ever wanted into the game. And it meant the game was very encompassing. It had to include everything from the trading to the individual characters to the gear they use to the how big space is. Sons of Anarchy was very much about getting the experience of running a club. Much more focused, much more direct in its approach. It makes the game mechanics simpler, but at the end of the day, I think any board game's about the group of people you play with and how tactically you want to play it.
Yeah.
And Sons is no less easy to master than Firefly, but it's certainly quicker to pick up.
That's good to hear. So, talking about Firefly, you have a new expansion coming out, Blue Sun. What's going to be the newest, most exciting thing that's coming out with Blue Sun? Changing the rules or anything you'd like to talk about?
I mean, Blue Sun is obviously the Blue Sun. On the left-hand side of the board, it adds Reaver space and Meridian, sorry, not Miranda, to the board. It gives you two new contacts, Lord Harrow and Mr. Universe. There's got an interesting mechanic for him that he's giving you additional work on top of existing jobs.
Okay.
The Meridian's got a wonderful pile of some great gear in it. Mal's jacket, Mal's weapon. There's Reaver Flage, which is always good to have a few dead bodies to put on your ship to help you get past the Reavers.
Doesn't make it look very pretty, though.
No, but you do what you do. But Reaver space is the other new thing, is because this expansion starts with 3 Reaver ships on the board. and the new mechanics allow the Reavers to hop around the board a lot more actively than they did in the past. So as well as the Reaver deck, you're getting more border space cards, and they both make the ships move to adjacent sectors where you are rather than moving 1-1-1. So you'll find the Reaver fleet will get out into space much quicker. The other new mechanic with those guys is they leave a trail of destruction, and so every section a Reaver ship's been in, it leaves a marker, which means when you're entering into a section where the Reavers have been, there's always a chance that Reavers might be waiting and lurking, that you roll and see if they were actually waiting or they were full today and they let you go by. So re-entering into space Reavers have been is a bit dangerous too.
So adding a little more teeth to them.
Yeah.
So Men of Mayhem, Blue Sun, when are they going to be hitting store shelves?
Men of Mayhem is out. It literally arrives on a container next week, so it'll be in shops for the last few days of August, first few in September. Blue Sun has only just left, so that will be here 4th week of September, something like that. They'll both be beginning and end of September.
So get your Christmas list ready.
Yeah, well, you've got one more to come. You've got Homeland to come before Christmas.
Oh, Homeland is coming out soon.
Homeland is coming before Christmas
All
too.
right.
So we're literally just finishing that at the moment. So that'll be our last one for this year.
All right. So this is Flagoon. I'm with John Paul with Gale Force 9 Games, and we love you.